Today we're recapping one of the most exciting manhwa out there. The Mage swallowed the dragon, a disgraced mage, a forgotten noble, and the heart of an ancient dragon. What happens when fate gives him a second chance? Stay tuned, because this is a story you don't want to miss. And hey, if you love manhwa recaps, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know your favorite OP mage in the comments below. Russell Raymond's name rang out across the castle grounds, drawing startled expressions from everyone nearby. A noble from one of the founding families? At the castle gates? The guards exchanged uneasy glances. What business could someone of his status possibly have here? But Russell ignored their whispers and strode forward with purpose. His destination, the Magic Tower, the place where the kingdom's most powerful mages resided. Memories weighed on him as he walked. He remembered the countless times he had tried to enter this tower, desperate to reclaim his family's honor. After his father's death, they had been cast out of their home. The Magic Tower had been his only hope of restoration. But fate had been merciless. Expelled from the academy for his lack of talent, he had been branded unworthy. His professor dismissed him, declaring that his weak mana veins were an incurable defect. No matter how much he trained, he never rose above the second circle, a rank that left him nothing more than a third-rate mage in the eyes of others. Now, once again, standing within the castle's walls, Russell joined a line of hopefuls awaiting recruitment. But before they could even begin, an official announced that the day's hiring was over. Frustration swept through the crowd, though none dared argue. The poor and desperate had no voice here. As Russell considered his dwindling options, he overheard two mages talking. Even a first circle mage could find work cleaning at the museum. He sighed, glancing at the few coins in his pocket. He couldn't afford to be choosy. The museum manager guided them through the grand halls, boasting with pride about an upcoming visit from high-ranking nobles. Then came his strict warning: handle everything with care. Russell trailed behind, only half listening, until his eyes fell on something unusual. A gate marked fantastical species. The moment he saw it, the ring on his finger, his mother's keepsake, began to tremble. The sensation grew stronger with every step. It was as though something was pulling him forward. Before he realized it, his feet carried him through the gate. The ring's vibrations intensified, almost like a desperate cry. Memories surfaced. He had been here before, long ago, with his mother. And then he saw it. The ancient dragon's heart. His breath caught. The artifact's eerie glow pulsed in rhythm with his ring. Then he noticed something chilling. The gemstone on his ring looked almost identical to the dragon's eye. "What is this?" he whispered. "Why does it feel like it's calling me?" At once, the ring stilled. Silence hung in the air. For a moment, Russell wondered if he'd imagined everything, but then a thunderous voice shook the chamber. The heart and the eye pulsed together, flooding the room with blinding light. A colossal form emerged, coiling with ancient majesty. A dragon. Its gaze locked onto Russell, its voice booming with authority. "Worthy one, you shall become the new cornerstone of mythology. I grant you another chance." And in that instant, Russell's fate was rewritten. Glowing screens appeared before his eyes, streams of information flashing across them. The dragon studied him as though measuring his worth. Then, "Russell Raymond!" A sharp voice pierced the vision. His surroundings blurred, and suddenly he was back in a classroom. Russell's eyes flew open in shock. His professor loomed over him, arms crossed in disapproval. The realization hit him like lightning. He had returned, back at the academy. "Sleeping in class? Even with your grades, this is unacceptable," the professor snapped. Russell blinked, still reeling. Moments ago, he had been in the museum, standing before a dragon. Now he was a student again? He looked around the room, the desks, the faces, all so familiar. Time travel? The professor's scolding faded into the background. None of it mattered. He had more pressing concerns. His hand instinctively went to his finger. His ring. Gone. The professor noticed his dazed look and sighed. "We'll speak at lunch. For now, leave the room if you're just going to daydream." Russell didn't argue. He almost felt nostalgic. It had been so long since he had been in trouble like this. As he stepped into the hallway, something slammed into him from behind. "Oi, Raymond!" a mocking voice called out. Russell turned. A blonde-haired boy smirked at him. Coma, the Academy's notorious troublemaker. "You're taking notes for me today," Coma said with a grin. "And follow me," his friends added with sneers, motioning for Russell to come along. Obvious enough, it was a setup for the usual washroom bullying. But before Russell could respond, a translucent screen appeared in front of his eyes. New quest. Teach the bullies a lesson. Russell almost chuckled. "Really? A quest reward for this?" Coma sneered. "What's wrong?" Scared. Russell, who had once lived as a battle-hardened mercenary, couldn't take them seriously. "Scared? Of a few pests?" He smirked. Coma's face darkened with anger. One of his lackeys lunged first, but Russell easily sidestepped and dropped him with a single move. The hallway went still. Coma's eyes widened. "Not bad. You've got some skill." He pulled a small magical artifact from his pocket and tossed it to Russell. "Use this. Let's make it interesting." Russell caught the object, a knuckle guard faintly enchanted. So Coma wasn't going to back down. Fine. Neither was he. Coma charged. Russell's body moved instinctively, battle-honed reflexes guiding every strike. His anger flared, and for an instant, his eyes shone with a draconic golden glow. The next moment, Coma lay sprawled on the ground. Russell exhaled slowly, stepping back. Perhaps he'd gone too far, but Coma had insulted his family, the fallen Raymonds. He wouldn't let that go unanswered. Quest complete. Reward, low-grade magic stone. The notification stunned him. A consumable magic stone? Wait, do I actually have to eat this? Even barbarians didn't chew rocks, but curiosity won out. He swallowed it. In an instant, mana surged through him, flooding his body. His circles roared to life, absorbing the energy with ease. The stagnation that had haunted his past life vanished. Strength coursed through him. His body felt lighter, sharper. Russell clenched his fists, a grin tugging at his lips. "So this is how I break my limits." And that concludes this part of the Mage, Swallowed the Dragon. Russell has awakened a power unlike anything he's known before. But what price will he pay for it? If you enjoyed this recap, please hit like, subscribe, and comment below with what you think will happen next. Trust me, the next episode is going to leave you speechless. Stay tuned.